A cop undergoes surgery to steal a mob boss's face. After the surgery, the bandages come off and he sees a completely different face. Agent John now wears the crime lord's face, and for a second he laughs at the success. Then it hits him that he'll see his enemy's face in the mirror every day, and he smashes the glass in rage. The doctors sedate him and explain he must finish the mission to take down Cage's entire gang. They implant a voice modulator, so he sounds exactly like Cage when he speaks. Only his boss and 2 doctors know the truth. John is hauled into prison wearing Cage's face. He needs to get the bomb location from Cage's brother, but the guards lock heavy shackles on him first. Worse, every inmate in the yard seems to have a grudge against Cage and they stare him down. Their eyes are full of hate, but John spots Cage's brother in the crowd right away. They lock eyes, and to avoid suspicion, John has to act as cocky as Cage. The other prisoners swarm him and beat him down before he can even fight back. He looks too weak to be a real gang leader, so to keep his cover intact, he forces himself to go wild and knocks the fat guy flat in one hit. But when it is time to deliver the killing blow, he can't bring himself to do it. The brother watches closely and senses something's off, so he keeps his guard up no matter what John says. John lies and says the FBI pumped him full of psych drugs after his arrest. He uses fake memory loss as an excuse to dodge the brother's personal questions. The brother changes the subject, and no matter how many times John asks about the bomb, he won't say a word, so John walks away with zero intel. But then, the real Cage wakes up, rips off his bandages, and feels a searing pain across his face. He realizes someone stole his face, and John's original face is floating in a tank beside him. He calls his crew, they grab the surgeon, and Cage watches the entire surgery recording. Under Cage's threats, the doctor is forced to perform the face transplant operation. One day, John gets a visitor. The steel door opens, and he sees his own face staring back at him, and he freezes in disbelief. Cage holds up today's paper showing everyone who knew the secret was burned alive. So from now on, Cage will live as the decorated cop while John rots in this dark cell for the rest of his life. Even worse, Cage is wearing John's wedding ring on his finger. John snaps and lunges at Cage's throat, but the guards rush in immediately and beat him with stun batons until he blacks out on the floor. Cage doesn't just steal John's job, he moves in with John's wife and daughter. A few sweet words win over the wife completely, and he starts getting close to the daughter too. But the daughter acts annoyed and tells him she is in college now and needs her space. Cage's behavior immediately makes the daughter suspicious of him. Meanwhile, John is going insane thinking about Cage living with his family. Cage uses his authority as a cop to release the brother as a cooperating witness with no charges. As the brother walks out, he mocks John one last time, so John yells his real identity to the guards. They look at him like he is crazy and stomp on his hand, and he crashes to the ground. That is when true despair finally sets in. But after just a few words with Cage, the brother recognizes him instantly and admits terrorists paid him $10 million to detonate the bomb. Cage brushes it off and tells him to think bigger. If they defuse the bomb instead, Cage becomes the city's hero and the money is unlimited. The brother is sold on the pitch immediately. Using the brother's intel, the bomb squad finds the device, but they can't crack the code. Cage leans smugly against the doorframe, clears the room, and stands alone with the live bomb. He is completely calm, even dancing in front of the countdown, like he already won. With 2 seconds left, he casually types in the code. The man who planned the attack just became the hero who stopped it. John watches the news and freezes in shock. He never expected things to spiral like this, thinking back to Cage's arrogant face. In a flashback, Cage once tried to kill John while he was at the carousel with his son. Cage pulled the trigger without hesitation, and the bullet tore straight through John's body. It killed his son who he was shielding, and John's been hunting Cage ever since. 2 days before the surgery, Cage finally resurfaced, disguised as a priest to plant a bomb. Cage sets a password on the bomb, then heads to the airport to meet his brother. His brother helps remove his coat, revealing 2 gold pistols tucked in his waistband. He sends his brother to place the bomb while he prepares to board his private jet. But the flight attendant next to him is an undercover cop, and squad cars swarm the runway. John flies in on a helicopter, blocks the takeoff path, and opens fire. He blows out the engine, and the plane loses control, crashing straight into the terminal. Cage draws his gold Desert Eagles, rolls out of the cabin, and starts blasting. He drops several officers, but the numbers are against him, so he retreats under fire. His brother gets grabbed by the cops and Cage can only watch helplessly before pulling back. He slips into the shadows, trying to escape, moving carefully to avoid capture. But John hears the click of Cage reloading, and they exchange gunfire across the terminal. John shoots a chain loose, swings behind Cage, and tackles him to the ground. Cage isn't done yet, and pulls a knife, lunging at John from behind. But John sees it coming and kicks him hard in the chest. John walks straight up to a guard and attacks him without a word. Several guards beat him down and drag him toward the shock room. A heavy-set inmate who just got shocked is lying there as the guards remove his ankle restraints. John immediately tries to wake him up. The guard mocks him for plotting out loud, then gets blindsided by another inmate. John kicks the guard, grabs his pistol, and takes out the others on watch. They climb up to a platform and fight their way into the third-floor control room. John overloads the circuit, and every restraint in the prison unlocks at once. The inmates riot and John runs for the exit, but when he looks around outside, he realizes the prison isn't on land at all. It is an offshore fortress in the ocean. Guards come after him in a helicopter, and John has no choice. He jumps off the platform into the open sea, and Cage soon hears John drowned. But Cage knows better. He won't believe John's dead unless he sees the body himself. If that guy escaped, he is going to be a serious problem, and Cage is right. John survived, and now he is using Cage's face to infiltrate the gang's headquarters. He finds Cage's brother-in-law, who sees the face and doesn't suspect a thing. The brother-in-law goes inside and comes back with Cage's signature gold pistols. He assumes Cage is going into hiding, but John says he is going to kill the police chief. When a crew member asks how, John rattles off the security code to his own house. The code is his dead son's birthday. All John wants now is to rip Cage's face off, and the brother-in-law doesn't know what to say. Then Cage's girlfriend shows up and slaps him so hard he passes out cold. When he wakes up, there is a little boy standing next to him. If his son were alive, he'd be about the same age. John pulls the boy into his arms, and for a moment he looks like a father again. Then the FBI storms the house, and John throws himself in front of the mother and child. The brother-in-law grabs a shotgun and in the tight hallway cuts down multiple agents. He and John fight them off and get the boy to safety. But then John aims his gun at the kid and the brother-in-law dives to stop him. He takes a bullet to the neck, but he protected his sister and nephew. He smiled at John, then collapsed and died. Seeing Casey's brutality, John exploded in rage. He grabbed the rifle and fired at Casey. When the dust settled, only the two of them remained. They stood back to back against a mirror, each knowing the other was right behind them. They spun around and saw each other's faces in the mirror, the faces of enemies. Without hesitation, they both pulled the trigger. The two fought fiercely, but the FBI arrived and didn't recognize John. They fired a rocket at him. John fled to the roof and burst through the door. He spotted Casey's brother swung on a rope and kicked him off the building. By the time Casey realized it, his beloved brother was dead on the pavement below. Suddenly, all of this felt meaningless. The FBI noticed Casey's strange behavior. Casey wiped out the entire gang and got another commendation. But John, wearing Casey's face, had nowhere left to go. He snuck home. His wife saw Casey's face and froze in shock. John covered his face and gently tried to explain. When she didn't pull away, he finally dared to hold her. She sensed something was off. John seized the moment and told her secrets only the two of them knew. She remembered her husband's recent odd behavior. Doubt crept in. While Casey slept, she took a blood sample to the hospital and ran the test. It didn't match her husband's blood type as she stared in disbelief. The man with Casey's face appeared behind her. He recounted intimate details from their relationship and finally won her trust. She told him Casey was attending a funeral tomorrow. At the funeral, John prayed for his son in the church. Then he had a kid deliver his son's photo to Casey. The moment Casey saw the photo, he felt danger. After the crowd left, John emerged in the church. Casey approached from behind. The two enemies didn't waste words and immediately started fighting. As they grappled, Casey grabbed a hostage. Casey's ex-girlfriend showed up. She'd seen the police chief kill her brother and wanted revenge. Sasha didn't believe a word Casey said. The standoff hung in tense silence. John and his wife exchanged a glance. Sasha understood instantly, shielded the woman, and the fight erupted. In the chaos, Sasha took a fatal bullet for John. Dying, he entrusted his son to John. Casey tried to escape. John chased him down. They fought hand to hand. John cracked him with the rifle butt and knocked him over. He got a chokehold on Casey, but then his daughter appeared and aimed her gun at both of them. John tried to explain, but she trusted her own eyes. Luckily, the shot only grazed his arm. Casey grabbed the girl as a hostage and got uncomfortably close. In that moment, she finally understood the truth. She pulled out her butterfly knife and stabbed him deep in the thigh. The tables turned. John chased Casey to the beach, but Casey ambushed him. His shoulder wounded, John was losing the fight. At the last second, he grabbed a harpoon nearby. He drove it into Casey's thigh. As he moved in for the kill, Casey caught his arm. Realizing he was finished, Casey grabbed a shard of metal and tried to slash John's face. John snapped. He kicked Casey straight in the groin, then drove the harpoon through his heart. When the FBI arrived, they went straight to John. While the two men fought to the death, his wife had told the police everything. With the doctor's help, John got his original face back. As the family reunited, he brought Sasha's son home with them. In some way, it filled the hole left by losing his own son. And so the family of four began a new life together.